Welcome. Today we're in the studio and we're talking handpath. Now I think handpath is a great topic because it can really simplify the way we conceptualize and think about the swing, and it gets rid of some of the kind of more detailed stuff. So let's just understand exactly what's going on in terms of the direction and the motion of the hands within the swing. Now we know that the motion of the club head in the swing is making that big kind of circular arc around us. And the hands are doing a similar thing just within that. So using this hoop, you can see quite clearly how my hands make this circular pattern like so. And the force that we apply to the handle around that hand path has an enormous influence on the club head speed that we generate and obviously the distance we hit the ball. You'll see from this direction as well how I set my hoop on such an angle and my hands will come back and down on that same angle, pulling the hands around that circular arc, and the club head is gonna trail. Now let's have a look at some seriously good players, and we'll see how they do it. This is actually actual 3D data from our 3D system. So the player would wear sensors and we track their motion. This is actually a major winner, and you'll see in the first example how the player has the hands go back and down on pretty much exactly the same line. Now that would be unusual to be that close, but broadly speaking, players are going to make that same motion up and down that same arc. Some duck underneath, some a little over, but pretty much on that same arc. Now in the next example, we've got the player from face on, and you'll notice how wide the hand path is and how in the downswing it just kind of shifts across to the left. Now that is of course the body weight shifting over to the left hand side, but we're still trying to keep the hand path wide and keep the club moving that way in the first part of the swing. There's no kind of pulling in closer towards us. So what's a really simple drill for hand path? I mean, if you could grab yourself one of these hoops, that would be fantastic. For high handicappers, it's about keeping that width, keeping the hands away from us, and also getting that sense of the direction that the hands need to be pulling in. So they're not pulling down, they're not kind of going over this way. I think if we just keep that idea of the hand path in mind, it would get rid of some of the errors that we see with high handicap players. If you're a better player and you're looking to maximize your speed, then you need to know that the length of your hand path is really key for creating speed. Typically, we know some create it from a shorter swing, but broadly speaking, the higher we get the hands and the further away from us, the more speed you're going to generate. We need to be sure that, again, there's no pulling in the start of the downswing, but we're sending the hands around that arc, and we're generating as much force around that hand path as possible. And then, of course, we know that there are other forces at the bottom of the swing that have the club kind of fling out and really kind of accelerate the club head. So next time you're playing or when you're practicing, just consider that yellow circle, and can you get your hands moving around that wide and consistent circular arc. If you've enjoyed this video, then please click subscribe and I'll keep you up to date with more coaching information. And if you really want to take your game to the next level, then please visit my website, golfcoach.online, where you'll see there my subscription channel, which is Golf Coach Access, which is all about building a golf coaching and education community and having really structured long-term programs. And the best thing is you can get immediate free access.